J-Matt, and today I'm going to do the first tutorial on the new page for tricks. So today we're going to discuss 540. I know I've made a bunch of tutorials in the past, but all of that's on a page that I no longer have access to, so starting over is kind of hard. But if I'm going to start over, I'm going to do it right. I'm going to put all the tutorials in the same spot so you don't have to look all over the place to find these. Prerequisites are obviously a tornado kick, but we're not going to go over tornado kick. I'm going to assume you already know how to do that, and we're going to get straight into the drills. Make sure that if you go to a session and your focus is, bettering this technique, that you warm up with all of these exercises that I'm about to show you. If you warm up with drills that pertain to the move that you're trying to accomplish, it's going to be a lot easier to gain that muscle memory. Not only that, but you're going to build strength that is required to perform those techniques. So, starting off with drill number 1, very easy. If I'm drilling this, I'm going to do this 10 times, normally in sets of 3, so 3 sets of 10. If I'm just warming up, do it about 5 times and then move on to the next drill. Drill 1, start with your knee up. The kicking leg is on the ground. So for me, I'm kicking with my right leg, left knee stays up, and all you're going to do is jump and try to take the leg that's jumping all the way up to your chest and put it back down. You need to at least get this leg higher than this leg when you jump. Okay, so at the very least to right here. Okay, but if you can go higher and get this leg to touch your shoulder, that's where you want to go. So once again, you're going to do a set of 5 if I'm just warming it up, or if I'm trying to get strong enough to do the technique, going to do it 10 times. Drill number 2. We're going to take the same motion that we just practiced. We're going to work on a hip rotation. The beginning of a 540 is my shoulders turning just like any other spin. However, the end of the technique is all hips, and this is where most people get stuck. So this drill is going to help get unstuck. So I'm going to take the same leg that I had up, but to make it a little bit easier at the beginning, we're going to start it down here. Now when I actually go after this move, I want my knee up here. I had a person argue with me on my last tutorial. Said, if you pick up your knee, it's a little bit harder. Yeah, no kidding. I'm throwing flips because other people can. You showing off for a reason. Don't try to make the move easier. It's a trick. It's a flip. It's supposed to be hard, and when you nail it, it's gonna look better. So to make this look good, after you get good from here, you go up a little higher, little higher, little higher, until eventually you can keep your knee here and still make it over. So the idea is I'm gonna jump over this leg, twisting my hips so I feel like I'm crossing my legs, and landing with my hips pointed backwards, shoulders following it. So you want to land at least facing 180 degrees backwards. So like I said, the very first step, you start here. My foot's pretty low, and I'm going to shove this knee into my stomach and turn around. But once you get good at that, start to bring your knee up a little bit higher until you can get your knee all the way up here. Do the same motion. Make sure this leg goes over this one. Don't drop your leg. We call that the 540 killer. If you drop your leg, you make it so this leg can't go over it. So you have to keep this leg between you and the target. For me, between me and the camera, right? So my legs stay between me and you the entire time. So when I land, it's still over there. Once again, set of 5 if you're warming up, 3 sets of 10 if you're drilling. Let's go on to number 3. Third one, we call this momentum. We're gonna do the same motions we've been doing, but we're gonna add just a little bit of momentum. So I'm gonna start with the leg that comes up, and we're gonna put this across here. Now this also works on my timing, so think in your head, 1, 2. 1, being this leg coming up, 2, being this leg coming up. So I don't wanna pull up my leg and stop, and then try to jump, you lost your momentum. So you gotta do it in one motion. So it's gonna go, pop, pop, knee up, jump, this way. Okay, and then once this knee comes up, it stops. Don't pull. That's bad. For any cheat move, 720, 900, 1080, doesn't matter. Don't pull your leg to here. It's already a cheat setup. Don't cheat it anymore. I don't care who told you otherwise. We're gonna pull our leg from here just up. So I feel like my shoulders are pointing at my left hip pocket. From that position, pretty twisted, that's where this knee is gonna fire over, and once again land at least facing this direction or further. Jumping and landing on the same leg, that looks like this. 5. Set of 5, 3 sets of 10. blah, blah, blah. Same thing, go do it. All right, step 4, we're gonna add our cheat setup to it. So, cheat setup, take a step, pick up your left leg, jump over. But when I step, I don't step specifically to turn backwards. I step as far as my shoulders allow it to. So I'm gonna turn my shoulders as fast as I can. I don't want my shoulders to wait. I'm building up momentum here. So if you step slow like this, it's kind of like if I was getting a running head start to jump a gap. I wouldn't walk to do it. I would get as much momentum as possible, as much speed built up before the jump. So that's what this is my running head start. I want speed built up. So I'm spinning pretty fast with my upper body to gain that momentum. Once you get to here, your shoulders have given you all the momentum they can do, and it's up to your leg to finish the task. I've got to have that muscle memory. That's why you drilled it so many times, so that once I pick up my leg, this is just gonna follow over the way it normally does. So I'll do one slow, and I'll do one full speed. You wanna take your step, pick up your left leg, jump over it. Then, full speed, watch how fast my feet work. It's like I'm running. It's not a big old huge stomp. It's a fast sprint so that my shoulders can turn quick. Wow. The only thing left to do after that is to do all 4 drills again, adding the kick. Drill 1, kick and land, just to see if you're fast enough to extend the kick and land. Keep in mind, when you do the 540, it does not feel like that up and down. Feels like I'm kicking across. We'll get to that in a second. Drill 2, knee up, kick over your leg. Feels very much like you're wrapping your legs up. Drill 3, start the leg on the floor, kick over. Drill 4, full 540 with a step. Now before I show you that one, I'm gonna give you a couple extra tips in case you're watching this video to get better at the move. The move is the kick itself. So if I don't focus on the kick, you can land it, but it's not gonna look good. And if I do something that's supposed to be impressive and it looks bad, I haven't accomplished my goal. We're tricking, we're showing off, it's gotta look good. Otherwise, nobody looks at you and goes, you landed a good trick. They go, well, at least you're alive. And I don't want that reaction. So, I step and spot, looking at the target. I make sure I elevate as high as I can in chamber. So I like to throw a round kick. You can throw this with crescent kick or with a round kick, but I like to bend my knee and fire my kick, but my kick doesn't stop here. Otherwise, you won't have that circular momentum. My kick actually goes this way. So this is kind of like where my foot extends, but it's heading that direction. Boom. Once I get all the way past my target, I cannot stop, which is where a lot of people get stuck. My kick doesn't finish until it hits the ground. The harder you kick, the better. So if you're throwing like really high floaty looking kicks and that's what you're trying to, keep in mind it's not gonna look that good. If in your head you're thinking, I wanna float this. Well, part of floating something also means slow. If your kick is slow, there's no power in it. You're going, that ain't gonna hurt nobody. Kick as hard as you can. Let the float happen after you're done. Jump up, kick, float on the way back down. But don't let the kick be slow. All right, so this should be what your 540 look like. The harder you kick, the faster you twist, and the meaner it's gonna look, the more power it's gonna have. So keep your thought, most of your focus, once you get that muscle memory down, on kicking that leg across. So I'm gonna show you one more. Now that's a little bit of my style. Lean back, it makes it a little bit easier for me to pull my hips across, but I'm gonna throw one from a crescent kick setup, and I'll slow it down so you can see the direction of my kick still travels this direction. Right, so one more, straight up 540. All right, so the first one was more of a round kick. That one's more of a crescent kick. Notice the body position slightly different, less of a chamber on the crescent kick. Still still whipping it out, but no matter what, the speed in that kick's gotta be there, the power's gotta be there. And if you make sure that you drill all of these steps that I just told you, not only is it gonna improve your 540, but you're gonna get stronger at it. So it's not just understanding how to do the move. We're athletes. You gotta be strong enough to perform the task. You do these drills, it make you stronger, make you faster. It's gonna make the moves look better, make it easier. Start putting it in the combos. Go home. No, don't go home. You break something. Go to a gym, practice safely, practice at your own risk, and keep tricking.